to show you. I actually did something. I got something.
It worked this.
Pretty exciting stuff.
Sí.
No.
Entonces necesito
Doesn't use
como habían
entrado,
hay varias personas que quieren comenzar pero
She's on her way.
My school starts with you. You up?
Okay, all right, yeah. Yeah, let me check. I'll check the screen. Okay, but I have this on. Yes, but I hope you have it.
I'll take some old days.
you can do that para
I am approaching old age. Two.
Es solo Dani que va a participar.
No, Vicky también, no me acordaba. Vicky va a hacer un sheet.
Oh, sí. No, porque ella me dijo que Dani va a hacer parte.
Sí, pero lo pusieron la semana
I
pasada.
figured after one day
Y
they
es
did.
So cute.
Dottie.
Y
That was
Daniel es
Dottie.
el protagonista.
Yeah.
Daniel es el
Yes, God.
Let's get go Jay in here. We'll get. Is Mr. Diaz on the YouTube?
The setup.
I do not know. I'm
Miami?
typing in the welcome message now.
I said Miami to her today to know which gadget that's one.
Wow. Tell me how you really feel.
And then I'm down like minutes.
Dottie, are you coming to the SAC meeting?
Shouldn't. Yes, should to the. It's very frustrating for a lot. Or.
Hey, Mr. Bench. Good morning.
Mr. Bench is here.
Or two.
Oh, Mr. Diaz is online.
Yes. Okay. Listen, we have
Morning.
a good number of people here, so we're gonna get rocking and rolling. Almost on time, 7:46. We're missing a couple, but that's all right. All right. Good morning. Welcome. How's everybody doing? It's almost December. Tomorrow, right? Holy macaroni. Huh?
I said Blair told us that when she walked in. It's November 30th.
Oh yeah. Listen, it's my aunt's birthday today. All right. In case anybody wanted to know. Well, welcome. We're gonna get this meeting rocking and rolling. We do have some things that we need to take care of today. Also, man, we're gonna have a quick turnaround for our next meeting. Our quick turnaround for our next meeting will be in a couple weeks. Generally, we do one a month. We did 2 a month in October because of the hurricane, right? But we'll do one in December. You guys know December is a short month, so we're gonna do it. I think on the 17th. Is that right?
17th Saturday, I think.
It's definitely not the
It is.
17th. Then.
7th and 14th.
The 14th. Okay. All right. So, So then you guys know how this works. We're going to get this meeting started. We have quorum. We have more than half of our committee members here. Thank goodness. So it will be an official meeting. So I need someone to motion to get this party started.
I mean.
Yeah. All right. So do we get a second?
Second.
Great job, Mr. Bench. Thank you. All right, so welcome. We have, like I said, we have Mr. Bench here. We have Ms. Cartaya. Thank you for being here. Mr. Diaz is with us online, and we have every one of our staff members here. Thank you for being here. All right, so everybody has an agenda. Thank you, Ms. Torres. Great job. Ms. Bletchinger, as always, will review our minutes from the previous meeting. Thank you.
Here we go. So last time we talked about that we were not gonna have hurricane makeup days, we're not gonna be in Thanksgiving break. Okay, that's out of the way. Mr. Nappins proposed the motion for us to vote on the bylaws of the SAC committee, the key points, the purpose, the duties, and the representation, meetings, and duties of officers. And Mrs. Cazard seconded the motion. We talked about the school improvement plan, Rock Your School Week. Mrs. Mann explained all the engagement activities that the teachers did, the students loved it. We also mentioned the community involvement activities as wrap up. We did the wrap up conferences, 3rd through 5th grade tutoring happened, and it culminated on November 17th. Student council had elections, the book character parade, the book fair. It was very busy, and kindergarten, we finished with kindergarten in concert. PTA's update was in regards to Papa John's 1550 fundraiser, the trunk or treat, fall festival, and we mentioned to continue to tell parents to join PTA.
Perfect.
That's about it.
I think there might be just one thing that we might be missing there. Didn't we discuss the voting of a SAC co-chair? Or was
We
that
did-
2 meetings ago?
No, well,
We brought it
We
up
brought it
and
up.
we
Okay.
said if anybody wanted to
you left that.
self-nominate
Oh,
or
okay.
nominate someone, we would do it this meeting.
Perfect. So great job, Ms. Fletcher. I motion to approve those minutes. Does anybody have any questions or comments or concerns about the minutes? All right, can I get a second? Great job. All right, perfect. All right, good. So, all right, so we're gonna keep rocking here. So sorry, following along here on my own device. Some things that we need to talk about really quick. So we had when we review the bylaws, which I do once a year religiously. We do need to have a SAC co-chair, right? Miss Torres is phenomenal. She does a great job for us. And then Miss Bletchinger is our amazing SAC secretary, scribe. But what we need a co-chair according to the bylaws, so to make sure that we're in compliance. Actually, when reviewing the bylaws, it cannot be a staff member. It has to be a community member. So we talked about it very briefly. There's very little responsibility to this. You can be as involved as you want to, basically the same capacity we are now. Torres and I get together once a month right now currently to plan the agendas. Torres does a phenomenal job. It's 90% done by the time she comes to meet with me and we review it, make sure that we have some essential content on there. The SAC co-chair, the responsibility of this just be if there was a case when Miss Torres, I'm not co-chair, vice chair, that if Torres wasn't able to be here, that hey, good morning, that this person would be able to help kind of just support the facilitation of the meeting. So with that, we have 3 amazing community members here today with us. Mr. Diaz is with us online. So we talked a little bit about it. Does anybody have any questions? Does the committee have any questions about the role of the vice chair? I keep on saying co-chair. It's not co-chair. It's vice chair. I'm sorry. Does anybody have any questions about that? And then does anybody want to self-nominate? Is anybody super interested and passionate about being the vice chair? And if not, then we could nominate someone too. So any questions? Any questions about the vice chair? It's an exciting role. All right. It comes with absolutely no pay.
I guess I'll nominate.
All right, Ms. Kataya, self-nomination. Any other?
If nobody wants to do it,
Yes,
I can
wow.
do it.
Anybody else interested in throwing their hat in the ring? Okay. All right, great. Well, we do have a nomination. We talked about it in our previous meeting. So I am going to motion that that we vote on Ms. Cartaya becoming our vice chair of SAC for this school year.
A second.
Yep. All right. Perfect. So we're just going to vote, and it can be committee members only. So you guys know who you are. All right. So we're just going to vote simple by hands. That's according to the bylaws. So all in favor of Ms. Cartaya as vice chair? Whoa! It's anonymous. Great job. Unanimous, not anonymous. Sorry. Wrong word. It's early. Okay. All right. Congratulations. All right. Ms. Cartaya.
Yay!
It's official. We're in compliance.
Don't get too busy.
Yeah, that's right. Totally missed it.
I mean.
All right, perfect. So thank you, welcome. I appreciate your support. You guys are amazing. Everybody on the team here is. So, all right. So here we go. The thing that I want to talk about, I really don't have a ton to talk about right now. We do have some big time testing coming up. Our mid-year testing is coming up next week. Zupa's going to talk about that in a minute. But so as we get into December and January, we'll get into some more data heavy meetings. But today, really what I'm talking about is, we have 13 days, I think 13 school days, that's including today, until the semester break, right? So we come back from Thanksgiving, we have a week off, we come back for 3 weeks, and then we're off for 2 more weeks, and it's a really tough time. It's really tough time for everybody at every school I've ever worked at, right? That's all stakeholders, that's students, That's staff members. It's tough for parents because you guys are coming off a break. The kids get in routines, right? So they're home for a week and all of a sudden it's like, the parents start to pull their hair out a little bit, right? And then we come back for 3 weeks and then we're off for 2 weeks. So, my message to the community and stakeholders for this meeting is, and I said a little bit yesterday on the morning announcements, was we always have to maintain focus. And if you guys, community members, parents, could help reiterate that we have to maintain focus, right? This is the time of year when kids start to get a little stir crazy. They have a lot of energy. They're excited about vacation maybe coming up. And, or it's a tough time for families, right? It's a tough time financially in some cases. The kids feel that stress. And man, listen, this is the time of year when kids make bad choices, right? Like this is the time of year when we lose focus and we forget about our job here. And our job here is to take care of business, learn, teach. This is the time of year when sometimes things slip up. So with that being said, if we could just remind our kiddos that we just have to maintain focus, right? We're here to do a job. We have a responsibility. The kids, students, teachers, all staff members. So myself included. So, we're excited. We got some awesome stuff planned for the kids. We got some awesome stuff planned for the staff members as we're leading into the holiday break. And it's been a fast first half of the year. So our next meeting, and I think Torres maybe will talk about this a little bit, but our December meeting is going to be more celebratory, a little more festive, less business oriented, but equally important. We still need to have all the committee members here to have an official meeting. And according to the state, we need to have X number of official meetings each year. So, all right. So that's all I have. Did I miss anything, Ms. Torres?
No.
No. Oh, Zupa, do you want to touch on testing just a little bit?
Sure.
Ms. Zupa's our testing coordinator, if you don't know her by now.
It's about that time again. So we are heading into the middle of the year diagnostics for this year, which will also be fast. We are also doing iReady, but the county doesn't take that into consideration anymore. We do that for our data in school, but we are doing the fast. So starting next week, on Monday and Tuesday, we test the intermediate students, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade on Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to test the primary students, K through 2. So Monday is ELA for 3 to 5. Tuesday is math 3 to 5. Wednesday is ELA K to 2, and then math for K to 2 on Thursday. The whole week will also be makeups. So if we have students that are absent, please don't let them be absent. But if they are absent, makeups go all the way until we leave for break on the 14th. So we have 2 weeks to take the FAST exam. This data is really important because this is leading us up to PM3, which is the big one that we're taking at the end of the year, okay? So after FAST, we also have, in conjunction with FAST, I should say, we have the iReady diagnostics going on as well. So there's a lot going on in the next 2 weeks. Just bear with us. iReady does stretch a little bit further. It goes into January. So if the students don't finish it within December, they also have until January 20th, I believe, or 16th, something like that, to finish iReady. For 5th graders, we have even more testing. They have their PMAs for science on, we said it was going to be January 6th, a Friday. So make sure that your 5th graders are ready for that. We'll make sure that they're ready for that. And then we also start access testing for our ELL students in January, mid-January. And that goes all the way up to March 9th. And the categories that we assess for those are speaking, listening, reading, and writing. So those students will also have testing coming up in January for the ESOL program. And in February, we have our SAA testing for our ESE students and their, what am I looking for the word? It's on the tip of my tongue, for their accommodations and their abilities to do for their testing. Okay, so that goes for, I guess, 2 or 3 weeks as well. So we have a lot going on the next couple of weeks and then into January, February, and then we have a little bit of a lull, but that's when, academics really gears up because we have PM3 coming up shortly after that.
Perfect. Great job. Yeah, I just want to say one thing. So I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page and that even our parents in here have all the understanding of what this means. So these are, we say assessments, we say diagnostics, we say progress monitoring. So these are not graded assessments, right? So kids aren't receiving actual grades on this. So it's not evaluative in that sense, right? The point of these are, and there's a lot on here, and this slide's very cumbersome, but the point of this is to progress monitor our students. And a lot of these kids, our students took an assessment at the beginning of the year to provide baseline data at the start of the year, right? So this middle of the year assessment is going to show us like the growth that they made, and it'll also show like areas that they haven't grown. Maybe some of the kids still have deficiencies, right? And there's a lot. So we have the FAST, and then we also have the middle of the year. So we have FAST and we have iReady, which are two different pieces. All right, but it's going to allow us to have multiple data points to focus in really on what the kids need as we make that push in the second semester to get ready for formal assessment testing and at the end of the school year, especially for third, fourth, and fifth grades. Thanks, Zoops.
Any questions on the upcoming testing calendar that we have? Awesome. All right, so we are going to continue on with our agenda, which is moving into a school improvement plan update. We wanted to focus today on goals number 1 and 2, which is instructional practice with math, along with working in those PLCs or professional learning communities. So up on the screen and in the slideshow, you all can see that we have had a very busy time gearing up for this 3-week push. And we had our math and science coach, Mr. Mack, meet with the teams during his weekly PLC with them. And up on the screen, you can see how 3rd grade and 4th grade got a half day of planning where they were able to collaborate as a team and sit down with guidance from Mr. Mack to go through the process to continue rigorous instruction as we push through these final 3 weeks and preparing for the second semester. So those teams had a great time together, collaborating with one another. And one of those team members is here. We have Miss Kazar from the 3rd grade team, who's just going to take a brief moment just to describe the process that they use in this collaborative planning time to prepare our students.
So it was really helpful because we were able to really sit down and as a team look at all of the new benchmarks and break down specifically what the state is asking us to teach, because it's a little bit different than last year. So it was just nice to be able to sit down and really break it apart and go through it so that from here on out, we can really do that with our planning. To me, it was really helpful. You know, we each had to teach a little piece of the daily lesson, and just to be able to see how other teachers do their teaching. So it was good.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kazar, for being able to describe that process of planning with everybody. And then, of course, Mr. Mack did meet with teams once again for planning with science and math within the last month. So we do have another picture of him working in his office. Once again, these PLCs are all collaborative. These are once-a-week meetings that teachers are attending. Once again, planning for instruction for the students so that they can be successful throughout the rest of the year and their learning. And I know that seems like a lot, pushing through and digging in for planning and preparation, but we have also been having some fun with our culture and environment, which is goal number 3 here at Endeavor, creating that fun environment for learning for those students to be engaged and make meaningful connections. So with those meaningful connections here at Endeavor, we are very lucky that we have our house system where we have 5 different houses relating to those 5 Gator rules that we have. We've got Gracious House, Vigilant House, Leadership House, Focus House, and Honor House. And our big thing is to build community within these houses with our students, because every child here at Endeavor will be inducted into a house. And we did have our first house induction on Wednesday, November 16th during lunches. As you see in the pictures, Ms. Rodriguez was our MC, cheering on the students along with the other staff in the cafeteria at that time. As you can see, students are very proud and very excited to take ownership of their house, because they're going to be in this house throughout the entire time at Endeavor Elementary School. We are pushing forward to start doing house rallies to encourage students to stay positive, have an exciting environment, and to continue pushing learning and growth. So we are very proud of our students who were able to be inducted who have not had a house yet. So these were new students to Endeavor this year, students who might have been absent last year and were unable to be inducted there at the end of the year. And our kindergarten students are going to be inducted into their houses in January. So there'll be a separate house induction for kindergarten because we really want to make sure to explain the process for them, explain why they are in a house and what it means. And they were also able to do this with our other students as well. So it was a very exciting time. Students are proud. They've got their house shirts so that they can continue wearing those house colors either on Friday for School Spirit Day, but definitely on Wednesdays for House Shirt Day moving forward. So if any students were absent on November 16th or they came to Endeavor after November 16th, there will be another induction, once again, probably in January for those students as well. And it's a fun time. We did have a very busy month with the end of October, beginning of November, with student council elections, book character parade. Student council started an in-house food pantry for Navigator families who are in need. Coach Brands has started Run Club with our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade Navigators. Our students in Miss Wood and Mr. Aldo's class put on their fall concert. And right before the Thanksgiving break, Coach Brands did have our Kids Heart Challenge, formerly known as Jump Rope for Heart, if you had it growing up, on that Friday before break. So all students got to go outside during their special area time. They got to showcase their active lifestyle and how beneficial it can be, jumping around at all these different rotations and stations, like a small version of our field day that is coming up in March. And as you saw in the photos, we did have those inductions for our students, and kindergarten will be in January. Little update from PTA. They had a great turnout for the very first annual trunk or treat that they had over in the bus loop. It was a fun time. Unfortunately, due to Hurricane Nicole, Fall Festival was canceled, and they are looking to reschedule it for the spring. And then we know they had posted on Class Dojo, they had emailed classroom teachers that refunds would have been taken place. So if that has not happened, please reach out to our PTA and they will look into that for you if you did not receive your refund. They also planned a spirit night at Tijuana Flats, which was a great night for everybody because who doesn't love tacos and burritos on a Wednesday?
Not on Tuesday.
Not on Tuesday. Because if they did it on Tuesday, they just got to do it again. So that was for everybody here at the school, but they were also very kind and took care of the Endeavor staff with a little cookies and coffee treat for everybody. So they are also encouraging our teachers to continue that push through these next 3 weeks, because as Mr. Nappins did say, it is hard, but we are going to get through it. We are going to have a good time, and we're going to keep on learning. This Friday is PTA's movie night. It will be taking place outside in the large field. Gates open at 5:15 p.m. and we would love to have you and your families show up. You can wear your pajamas, bring your lawn chairs. There's going to be concessions there for sale. A nice outdoor movie night with no rain. Woo-hoo! And then beginning December 12th for the full week, they will be having their annual holiday shop here at Endeavor. Students will be able to do a walkthrough to preview the holiday shop, and then they will be able to go home and ask you for money so that they can go shopping for their family's Christmas gifts. We do have PTA President and Vice President Lauren and Lena here. Did I miss anything? Anything you want to add in?
Just that we need volunteers for movie night, whether it be staff or parents, and then parent volunteers for holiday shop. So if anybody would kindly like to volunteer, we would appreciate it.
How can they get in contact with you for that?
Through our email or Instagram or Facebook. Those are the three.
And those are all posted on Class
Or
Dojo.
Dojo as well.
They have posted on Class Dojo and they're ready to go. We do have a very busy month of December. Once again, this is not including all of those testing dates that we all saw earlier today. But beginning tomorrow, second grade has their ballet field trip. We've got concerts galore coming up with the ukulele club concert, embellishment concert, first grade holidays around the world concert. But as you can see, beginning December 19th through January 2nd, there is no school. And then teachers are going to come back on January 3rd for a teacher work day while everybody still keeps their children at home for that day before you send them back on January 4th when school resumes. And that teacher work day is very beneficial for those teachers because it gives them a day to set up their classrooms, make sure technology is working, all before students come back. So we are very excited for these next couple of weeks to celebrate. And this is our point where I've done all my talking. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns? Because this time is reserved as an open forum for anything that needs to be discussed that we might have missed, because we do greatly benefit from community involvement. So any input would be great. Yes. That was Wednesday, November 16th. That was their spirit night. Am I correct, Lauren?
Yes.
It was the same day as house inductions. Yes.
Any questions online?
I'm not seeing anything online. All right. Well, that brings us to our next meeting is going to be Wednesday, December 14th. As Mr. Knappen said earlier, this is going to be more of a celebration, but we do still need to have quorum here. So we still do want all of our SAC members to be here so we can celebrate and come together, along with showcase some of the great things that have been happening over the next couple of weeks. And with that, I am all done.
All right.
Great job, everybody.
So we'll motion to adjourn. Second. All right. Listen, great job, everybody. Thank you for being here. I know that these meetings are not always the most convenient, but you guys are here for the 30 or 45 minutes, so really appreciate you being here. And I think we're getting more efficient every week. But man, I would encourage, like, if any of your neighbors that have kids here, people you know, everybody's welcome. It's not just a committee member meeting; it's open to the public. So everybody's welcome, and thank you for being here. And have a wonderful week. And we'll see you back here in a couple weeks.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good day.
Still catching up on typing.
You did a great job.
Thank you, Mr.
I just had a daughter, she's a month.
That's in your
5 weeks old. So like I'm looking at I'm like, oh my God, head. Just being able to hold the head up.
Bye, Mr. Bench. Thank you for your